So for the past 7 weeks, a group of 19 members of this community have gathered each week to explore the law of emergence. We've been using the book Emergence by Derek Rydell. And for me, it was a real paradigm shift, and I think that's probably true for many that are in this group. The law of emergence is a process about revealing, about allowing, and even surrendering to more of who we truly are, that innate wholeness and perfection. And this concept of emergence is that transformation happens naturally as we connect to our authentic selves rather than striving for and creating something out there that will create a change within. For many, I know for me, it's oftentimes opposite of what we're taught. You know, we're here to vision it, then go out there and work hard and get it done, you know. We strive towards what will, at least we believe will, give us a greater sense of fulfillment and happiness and joy in our lives. You know, I was very much a type A person in most of my growing up years, so I took these prosperity classes and I took them to heart. You know, I affirmed, I visioned, and it was, I put in the work. And it does allow you to have a creative hand in what you're experiencing in your life. You can manifest through this law of mind actions. And yet, even if we manifest it, what a lot of people discover is that really wasn't it. And then we're on to the next thing. How many of you, if you have yet, and oftentimes it happens when we reach our 40s or our 50s or our 60s, and we have sort of this midlife crisis. We've been striving for a good part of our lives. We've achieved the goals that we've set for ourselves. We have a great family and home and all the material things we want and health and maybe even a deep, rich spiritual life. And yet, we still aren't able to experience lasting fulfillment. I was lucky because I had my midlife crisis in my late 20s, so I started a little early. I was a little overachiever when it came to those achieving things. And so we end up moving through this endless treadmill of trying to fix or trying to change or trying to improve what we think is wrong or lacking in our lives in order to ultimately be enough and therefore be happy. And one of the reasons that we struggle with it, where we don't necessarily find that sense of lasting. I mean, we may get there, it might last a few days, a few months, maybe even a few years, and then we find ourselves right back in that same place of needing to do something else, is that no matter what we achieve out there, we carry with us that unworthy, sometimes ashamed, and sometimes that shame comes from all we've done and part of the striving to get what we thought would make us happy, or insecure little boy or girl. We carry it with us. Little has changed on the inside, no matter what we are able to make happen on the outside. This journey of emergence asks us to suspend what we believe will make us happy and to be willing to explore and then ultimately allow our soul's vision to guide us. You know, early in my unity journey, I had what I will call my first soul's vision. And I know it was a soul's vision and not my personal vision because it was so out of the realm of what I would have even thought, let alone desired in my life, and that was to step into ministry. And as I've shared at different times, you know, I was like, that's just some crazy thinking. You know, did somebody slip a little hallucinogenic into before I went into my meditation? Because, you know, I was probably the one who would be voted by all of those who knew me the least likely to ever become a minister, including my parents and my friends. But it wouldn't let me go. And, you know, so I at least initially went and found out, because I had no idea what that meant, what's involved in becoming a minister in Unity. And then I really went, well, that's not possible, because you had to have a 4-year degree, which I didn't have. And then once you went through a bunch of classes, you had to move to Unity Village in Kansas and live on campus for 2 years and go to the seminary there. And I thought, my husband's born and bred Texan. He is not moving to the state of Kansas so that I can go to this school. And again, as it wouldn't let me go and wouldn't let me go, I finally said, all right, look, here's the agreement I'll make. I will start to walk in that direction. There was a long way to go, so I will at least start taking some classes. And I had decided in my own mind, just so I could have some level of okayness around this, that I'll become a licensed Unity teacher. You know, that minister thing, I don't know about that, but I'll at least start moving in that direction. And the journey would take 10 years until I was finally ordained. And it certainly was a time of great spiritual growth, of great interchange. In that decade, I did finish my BA. I did become a licensed Unity teacher. I also experienced divorce and remarriage to the same man. I experienced bankruptcy. I experienced a lot of mistakes and seriously considered quitting several times. And yet at each new juncture, I could feel the universe, call it God, call it, our destiny, conspiring to support me. As soon as I said yes to this, the IT job that I had been working on, decided they were moving to another part of the state, and my job was eliminated, which allowed me, and gratefully my husband supported me in exploring and working on some of these things with a little more intensity. Eventually, I came to work as the assistant to the minister, and I didn't have to move to Kansas City. In the path I took, I was able to have an exceptions where I could be ordained in the field. It took 4 years, but through a process, I was able to do it in a much different way than what had been described to me, the way it would look. But it mainly became a lesson of following my inner guidance through each twist and each turn. And while I didn't know it as this concept at the time, it really became one of allowing, of surrender, and eventually beginning to trust that the universe was conspiring to support me in this vision. I don't know if you've ever gone into a meditation where you were just curious about and welcoming to see what your soul, not what you've been taught, not what you view out here as success, not what you think might bring you greater happiness, but what is your soul seeking? What's wanting to emerge? Because part of our core teaching is that we came here to be an expression, some unique expression of God, some facet of God. We each came with our own unique purpose, but very rarely are we willing to engage in that inner dialogue of what that purpose might be. And if you're like me, sometimes when it shows up, go, no, that can't be it. That's not possible in my life. So we're going to do a meditation a little earlier because I want to just see what happens as you allow yourself. And I don't care if you're young or if you're old, if you're accomplished in some area or you're just starting out, it doesn't matter. The soul's vision is not about what we do. It's calling us into a new way of authentic living, of being and revealing our authentic self. So if you would, just allow yourself to bring your attention inward as you set aside anything that you might be holding on to, both physically or in mind. Just let it all go for this very moment. And bring yourself fully into this time and space as you become aware of your breath, because the breath is always in the present moment. We let go of what our past has been. We even let go of what we imagine our future might look like. And just simply be present to what is seeking to emerge in this moment. I invite you to bring your attention down to the soles of your feet and even imagine there's roots growing out of those soles deep into the earth, anchoring you in this human experience and drawing up that creativity, that interconnectedness that we share with all of life's creation. We move our attention to our heart space, the place where we can connect with that loving God, whether we call it the Christ or our divine nature or love. We take a moment just to breathe into, to trust and believe that we are being held and loved by this eternal force. That in this moment, we can understand in a deeper way that all that we need is already within us. Our only job is to allow it to emerge. And then see if you can drop your attention down to the bottom of your pelvic floor, that place where we can connect with the spiritual womb, our soul, that is the eternal part of us, expressing through and as us. And simply ask the question, what is my soul's vision for my life, for my sense of purpose and passion and fulfillment that I have come here to be and to gift the world? And simply just sit in this space and listen. It might come as words, it might come in a visual image, it might just be a feeling or a vague idea that begins to take hold. Who have I come here to be and to express and to do in this world? Let's take a few moments and just listen in the silence. And allow yourself to continue to go back to this space and to be in the question until clarity begins to take shape. And then allow this thinking part of our being, the part that can put form, to begin to support us in shaping and molding it. We don't have to know what that path is going to look like in its completion, but just to know that we're being supported in whatever that next step is. And then taking another deep breath, begin to bring your attention back to this time and to this space. To give thanks for this journey and all that is unfolding as we are willing to surrender into and to allow our soul to fully emerge in this life. And with that gratitude, we simply say thank you. And then begin to bring your attention back to this time and space, aware once again of the surroundings and of your body. And whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes. So, one of the hallmarks of emergence is our ability to embrace polarity thinking and paradoxes. It asks us to see and engage in the values and the benefits of seemingly contrasting ideas. It allows, using this sign of infinity, for us to be able to move and integrate both sides of whatever might be happening in our lives. And in order to live in this place of polarity, we're called to engage both sides of our brains. You know, oftentimes you might say, well, I'm the creative type, and you're over here, and you've got all these ideas, but it's difficult unless you engage the other side of your brain to put form and to bring them into being. And some just live in this logical, sort of reasoning, judging side, and we need both in order to be able to engage with all of the complexities and seemingly totally different ideas that are trying to emerge. From this place, we have this expanded field to exchange these ideas and to understand opposing viewpoints with those around us, sometimes even within us. We are better able to change and to widen and to expand our viewpoints so that we can leverage the upside of both. Life's paradoxes invite us to have one foot in the known and the other in the unknown, which is not always a comfortable place to be. Paradoxes are statements or situations that seem self-contradictory, but reveal deeper truths when we're willing to embrace both aspects. In our Emergence study, the author begins by stating that we've come to this human experience innately whole and perfect, with everything that we need within us. And he then frequently talks about this need for us to grow and to evolve. And we had this discussion one day. It's like, well, if we're already innately perfect, then why would we need to grow and evolve? They seem to be opposite of each other, and yet they both work in concert. It's almost as if we reveal and then we grow into a new understanding, a new experience of what we have revealed, and then we reveal some more, and then we grow and evolve in a new understanding of that. Here's another one that I'd like you to consider, and it's the paradox of karma and grace. They seem to be opposite of each other. Karma operates on the principle of cause and effect, and it's based on the idea that every action has a consequence, both positive and negative, and those consequences shape our future. If you do good, good will come to you. If you do harm, then harm will return to you. This view implies a just, self-regulating universe where everyone gets what they deserve. And then there's the concept and the principle of grace. And grace is understood, at least traditionally, as a gift or a favor that's given without merit or earned entitlement. It is unmerited favor, often seen as divine or unconditional, where someone might receive goodness or mercy even if they don't deserve it or haven't earned it. In the emergence model, in this ability for us to embrace both of these as being true, the law of grace says that no matter what has come before, no matter what you've set in motion, when you reconnect with and you operate from the truth of your being, that innate wholeness and wisdom and power, you get to begin anew. Your past doesn't determine your future, neither do your mistakes or past lives' mistakes. We were talking about that. It's like, well, I didn't do anything to deserve this. Well, it must have been in a past life that I'm now having to revisit the seeds that I had sown. The destructive seeds that you put out there are uprooted no matter how deeply they've been dug in. But that only happens. So we operate in this Newtonian cause and effect world until we come to an awakening that is beyond matter, that is beyond whatever we are experiencing from this human level. And in that space, grace is always taking place. Grace is the realization that no matter what appears on the surface of life, no matter what has come before or what appears to be lost, it will emerge again, fresh, vital, overflowing with new possibilities. Emergence asks us to step into our power through the realization that everything you need is already within you, waiting to be revealed. It is our opportunity to share. We are supported by all of the people in this community and many other channels beyond that allow us to continue to create the space for people to step in and discover who they truly are, and who they are here to be and express. And we're grateful for all of the ways in which that good flows in and through us. So we are grateful for all the ways in which you can support us, and we just take what we offer, our time, our talents, and our treasure into our hearts, into our hands, as we join and bless it together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God.
We're going to join hands and do our peace song.
Hey, Jeff, and we're going to start the Mystic Jesus next Sunday, so come back and join us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. Let me
And so as we move into this day, into this week, allowing our soul vision to emerge, we go knowing our prayer for protection. We'll do it as call and response. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right. Yeah, good to see you. I'm excited that you're going to come to